Hey, welcome everybody to another video with me. It's your boy Chibete here, and today we're going to be discussing a fight that I saw on CBR, which is Inosuke versus Levi. And before I get into the video, this fight is going to be broken down into like 4 parts. You have physical attributes, abilities, weapons, and just overall who I think is a better character, who is better at this fight than anybody else. So if you guys really like this concept of video, if you guys really want me to do more of these, I say leave a subscribe, like the video, comment down below, join my Discord, follow my Twitch, do everything, get me famous. So yeah, without further ado, let's go. So let's start with physical attributes. Who has the better edge over physical attributes? Let's talk about like overall strength, like who is stronger, who is better muscle wise, who's better at lifting stuff. I say who is better at lifting stuff is just obvious, is Inosuke. This man is jacked out of the ass, bro. He grew up with boars. He was basically Tarzan in it before Tarzan, you know what I mean? Well, he wasn't before, but you know, he was basically a Tarzan off birth, bro. He was Tarzan off rip, bro. He's physically more stronger at lifting stuff, or just being more physically stronger than Levi, because Levi is fairly scrawny. He's fairly thin. He's a thin frame guy. He relies on his ODM gear and his swords, while Inosuke has to have that build. You know what I'm saying? He's basically out of the three main characters, Inosuke is the more physically stronger part of the trio, and that makes him given the edge over Levi. Now let's go into the speed. Who is faster? When you take into account Levi's ODM gear, Levi is leagues away faster than Inosuke. But when you put him on the ground, boxing, you know what I'm saying, fist to fist, Inosuke dogs Levi in speed. Do you see that time when Inosuke was fighting Tanjiro the first time they met, and Inosuke blitzed to Tanjiro, and you know that shows that, like, that's not like an insane feat of speed in anime, but to human beings, he blitzed them. He was really fast. Even his boar rush, he's just leagues ahead of speed in terms to Levi, because Levi relies on his ODM gear to fight. Now let's think into endurance. Not even endurance. How long they can fight for. How long they can go on. After killing like a few, I don't know how many Titans, Levi was tired. He was. After he dogged the shit out of the Beast Titan, he was. I mean, that you could chalk that up to rage of being angry that, you know, the Beast Titan killed his best friend or something. But yeah, but when it comes on to Inosuke, that man still wanted to fight even when he was fighting the goddamn spider demon, the spider father, who's out of all the 5 family members, he's the most physically strong person. He still wanted to fight. He wanted to fight. He wanted to continue to fight even when his head was being crushed. When it goes to endurance, when he was fighting Tanjiro, when Tanjiro first hit him, like off rip, when the fight started, he broke 4 of Inosuke's ribs, and Inosuke was still fighting. The only time Inosuke went down was when Tanjiro hit him in the head with his head, which was very kind of productive when fighting. But yeah. And he went down. He was still boxing up Tanjiro with broken ribs, like freshly broken ribs. Out of all 4, his ribs were broken more than everybody else. He had 4 ribs. Zenitsu had 2. Tanjiro had 3. So that you see what I mean. So I think Inosuke, in the physical attribute part, Inosuke takes all the cake. Now, when it comes on to abilities, they're humans. They don't have abilities. Inosuke has the breathing styles, and what does Levi have? The Anchorman boost, which is already his base. So that's just his base. And Inosuke has the concentrated breathing technique, which he does passively. So that's passively boosting his body. Then you have his breathing techniques. I don't know how many forms he has. I know he has the slashes. All of them are slashes. He just can do a lot of stuff. So let's say Levi tries to hide. He can send someone to 7th form, I think. And see when it comes to ability part, Levi still loses in the ability category. Now when it comes on to weapons, and this could be a defining factor if they were using different weapons, but they're both using swords, and Inosuke's swords are way more lethal than Levi's swords. And why? Because Inosuke's swords are more jagged. They're meant for like digging into something and then taking something with it. So let's say Inosuke, whoops, dodge him, whoop, cut him. stomach gone, bro. He gassed out, bro. He's almost dead. And Inosuke is way more agile and leaner than goddamn Levi. Even though he's more bulky, he's more buff, he's way more lean. You can see Tanjiro said he felt like he was fighting something on 4 legs. He was using every muscle of his body. He was using every part of his body. He could matrix dodge Tanjiro's kick, which I don't think. Maybe Levi could matrix dodge that. I don't know. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah. And like, yeah, when it comes to swords, like, if Levi cuts him, it's gonna be a clean cut through. But if Inosuke cuts him, that his cut is taking stuff with it. Cuts him in the side, he's taking intestines. Levi cuts him, okay, the clean cut, you cut stuff. But with Inosuke, it's digging into stuff, it's tearing, it's hooking, it's gone with things. So I in all the categories, Inosuke takes the cake. So let's now in this the last part of it, just the overall, I think Inosuke is way stronger than Levi when it comes to this on the ground fighting out, you know what I'm saying, swords in hand, no ODM gear, the sword in hand. And even with the ODM gear, I don't think Levi is going to beat Inosuke. He's not going to beat Inosuke at all. It doesn't matter. Like, even with his ODM gear, maybe he can land it from a punch. Maybe he can go faster than Inosuke, which I don't think is possible. But maybe he can go faster than Inosuke. Even so, Inosuke is still going to win. So yeah. So if you guys like this kind of video, I'm just sitting here talking for like 6 minutes or something, please, do. And if you want longer videos where I'm talking more, just subscribe, like, do all the stuff. Without further ado, guys, I'll see you guys.